Okay, in this video, we're gonna solve the following complex equation. So iz squared minus 2z bar plus 2 minus I equals 0. Okay, so first of all, uh, we can do this equation in many different ways. We can just plug z equals x plus iy and solve. Okay, we can also take the conjugate of everything and solve. But given in our case here, given that we have this I here, we can just multiply by minus I and get rid of this I and treat this one as a second degree equation. Okay, but the easiest way is to just plug z and solve for x and y. Okay, so in this case we just gonna go back and replace z squared with x plus iy squared and z bar with x minus iy and see what we can get for x and y. So let's do this. So if we do that, so we know that z squared is x squared minus y squared plus 2ixy. Okay, we plug it here, we get ix squared minus iy squared minus 2xy. So I'm doing everything at the same time. So I times 2i is minus 2. Okay, minus 2x plus 2iy plus 2 minus I equals 0. Okay, so now to make it easy, okay, we're just gonna collect the real part with the real part and the imaginary part with the imaginary part. So let's see what we get. So the real part, we have minus 2xy minus 2x plus 2. Okay, the imaginary part, we have x squared minus y squared plus 2y minus 1 equals 0. So if we have a complex number that equal to 0, that means that its real part is 0 and its imaginary part is 0. The real part, if we consider this one a complex number, all of this, if we think of x as this quantity and y as being this quantity, so the real part is 0 and the imaginary part is 0. So we're gonna solve that. So we get here, we just gonna factor out by 2. So we get minus xy minus x plus 1 equals 0. For the second one, we get x squared minus y squared plus 2y minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so now we have this system of equations that we need to solve. Okay, sometimes it's not easy to solve, but sometimes it's good to see it. Like here, we can solve for this one. The second one, if we take x squared, we get y minus 1 squared. If you see it, it's going to be y squared minus 2y plus 1. So here we have x equals plus or minus y minus 1. Okay, that means x is y minus 1 or x minus y plus 1. Okay, so we plug this one here for the first equation, and we see that if we plug x, we will get minus y times y minus 1 minus y minus 1 plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so here we get minus y squared plus y minus y plus 1 plus 1 equals 0. So we get 2 minus y squared equals 0. That means y is plus or minus square root of 2. Okay, we will get the same solution if we just plug this one here. That means what? That means x is, if y is square root of 2, x is square root of 2 minus 1. If x minus square root of 2, that means x is minus square root of 2 minus 1. Okay? So we have two numbers. So in this case, we have, if we plug this one, the x, when x is minus 1 minus y plus 1, we will get the same solution. Okay? So in this case, we get two numbers. Z is square root of 2 minus 1, and when I and y is square root of 2. And the second case, we get minus square root of 2 minus 1 minus I square root of 2. Okay? So we have these two solutions, Z1 and Z2. Okay? So these are the solution for this equation. You can go back and check them. Okay? The easiest way is just to plug these ones and see if you get 0, and you will get 0 exactly. Hey.